get deep, going deep, Chad and JT.
What's up, guys? This is Going Deep with Chad and JT. My name is Chad Kroger, coming in with the Going Deep with Chad and JT podcast. Guys, before we begin, I want to remind you once again that we are brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean. Because, guys, we may be in the Q-teen right now, but that does not mean that you should not be well trimmed and ready to re-enter the world when the government says it's chill. So get 20% off and free shipping with code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off, free shipping, GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. And I'm here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom, clap, Stokers.
And we are here with our guests, MP Cunningham and Jer Jackson. What up, guys?
What's up, bros?
First,
What up, dudes?
have you guys been keeping up with your manscaping?
Jerry, you want to take a stab at that first?
Yeah, the answer is no.
I appreciate the honesty.
Yeah. A lot of people lie because they feel, we start off the bat with the pube shaven, and then they don't know if they can come clean about how not clean they are in their ball region.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
That's so not cool, dude. Just so you guys know, I'm pretty fresh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I like to keep it clean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like to hear it.
Not to divulge too much. But.
No,
okay.
that fires me up.
Yeah.
Well, you guys just had a new show come out on Quibi, Agua Donkeys. So funny.
Thanks,
JT and I have been crushing it. And yeah, we're stoked to talk to you guys. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having us. And we were just saying, and we'll say again because we should. You guys are just like the funniest dudes out there. So it's
dude,
it really
come on, bro.
It's very, come on, JT, you know that, dude. You know, but it's really, it's rad. MP told me that we were going to be with you guys. I've never watched a podcast in my life, but I know who you guys are, and I think this is sick. So,
thank you, man.
And just so you guys know, this is our first podcast.
Oh wow!
It's with you guys,
nice,
man.
Dude.
Nice.
That's really cool.
I'm honored.
We're honored. We wouldn't have it with anybody else,
That's cool.
How are you guys holding up during the whole lockdown?
Jer?
Okay. I've actually been down at a cabin. My family has a cabin down near Bryce Canyon. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. In southern Utah, it's like these crazy rock formations and stuff. But I've been down there by myself for a couple of weeks. But I just actually came back up to the city because there's absolutely no cell service or anything within miles around, like probably 100 miles. It wouldn't be good enough to do this show. So yeah, but
you went back to Salt Lake City?
Yeah, I'm in Salt Lake right now, but 2 weeks in, total isolation is probably enough. But it was amazing. I mean, you come out, there's no neighbors, I saw some elk go every day, just go on a hike.
Yeah.
Nice.
Take a little gun in case I got accosted by a bear.
What kind of gun?
Just a tiny little 380,
Is that going to do anything to a bear?
It's more for humans, but I didn't want to say that. There's not really bears down there.
Just in case.
You got to catch it in the eye. Yeah.
Dude, thank you. Thank you.
That's awesome. Yeah. So do you guys both live in Salt Lake City?
No, I live in Northern California right now in a small town named Houston. If you ever heard of that? It's near Modesto. If you know where that is. My family has an almond farm out here, so I'm out here on the ranch.
Oh, sweet.
That's awesome.
Quarantining. So it's a good setup.
My grandpa had a peach farm up in Northern California.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah, up until, I don't know, like the 40s or something, but that's where our roots are.
I like it, dude.
Yeah.
Where are you guys right now?
I'm in Culver City in LA.
Okay, sick.
I'm at my mom's house in San Clemente. I've been on the fence about going somewhere else, but I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just restless and I want to make a move. Actually content here, and I think I should just stay put. But yeah.
Where would you go?
I think I might do an Airbnb either in San Clemente or just go back to my apartment in LA. But I'm like vacillating between all of them. I talked to 2 therapists about it. We're seeing what's up.
What are they saying?
What were they saying?
Yeah.
They didn't really have conclusive feedback on it. Yeah. They were like, I see your point both ways. Yeah.
So vague.
Yeah. They're solid though. They're solid. But yeah, they didn't give me much to go on. I think they're leaving the ball in my court. Yeah.
You see them at the same time?
No. I got one guy and then I got another guy.
Playing it safe, dude. I like that.
Because I broke up with one of the guys for the other guy. And then the other guy, when this whole thing happened, was like, yo, bro, are you freaking out? Because I'm kind of a hypochondriac. And I was like, I am freaking out a little bit. He's like, hey, I could just call you like once a week or something like that, just checking on you. I was like, yeah, that sounds good, dude.
Well played, other guy.
Well played.
Yeah. And I haven't told them about each other yet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, dude.
Maybe you should set like a deadline. Like you're going to make the decision on May 5th or something.
To tell them or to move?
To move.
Yeah. May 5th's a good date. I think I will do that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what about, how are you guys, are you guys getting restless?
MP?
I'm in like a bunch of space, and so I don't even like I had to go to LA this weekend, and I hadn't really been like in town yet, and I went to a Walgreens and they're like, oh, do you have a mask? I'm like, oh no, I don't. They're like, you can't be in here. And I just was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I'm getting serious.
Yeah, the masks are creepy, man. I went to the grocery store. I mean, it's a weird. I'm getting a little more used to it, but when I first saw it, felt pretty apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bummer that we're getting so used to it so quickly.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but Utah's not that bad. It's one of the only states it's not on like a full, there's like 7 states that haven't gone into lockdown, and it's one of them. So it's like you're supposed to stay home, stay safe, but you can go out and about. Nobody really sweats you, and so that's nice. But yeah.
Are you guys both from Salt Lake City originally?
Jer?
I'm from Kansas City. I'm actually from a town called Blue Springs, Missouri.
Okay, cool.
But I went to school in Utah, came out, and I just loved it. I mean, the mountains are incredible. And then, yeah, I mean, it's just the nature here is actually another thing I did during the lockdown. I went camping alone for like 4 or 5 days. It was incredible. Just loaded up. I rented a truck because I don't have a truck, and just headed out to the desert. And it was pretty magical. It was really cold at night, but it was incredible.
How'd you guys get to know each other?
I'm from Northern California, but I moved out to Salt Lake for work stuff, and brother and I, Luke, worked together. Luke plays our boss in Agua Donkeys, if you remember who that dude is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so Luke was like, you gotta meet my buddy Jer, or my brother Jer, and we just started writing stuff together, making videos, and the rest is history, dude. We just had a good time,
Cool.
Nice.
What was the inspiration behind the show? Because were you guys pool boys at one point?
Jer, you weren't, right?
No, I never was.
We were just kind of thinking about like, maybe we might have to get jobs one day, and if we did, what's like the best case scenario? And we thought like being outside, most likely we could get away with getting our shirts off and talking, being around other types of people and stuff. So we're just like, that could be a funny premise too. And so we made that short, and then wrote the series eventually.
What's the comedy scene like in Salt Lake?
Who you asking?
Between the 2 of you?
That was me attempting humor, but
Oh,
not
dude.
not not because the comedy scene. I don't know. I don't know what the comedy scene's like. The MP, do you?
No, we're just kind of we just kind of stuck with our friends and just started making stuff. Like we're not in the stand-up scene or anything like that.
I mean, the comedy scene for me and MPs, we'll go walk around the park and just have conversations, and then every now and then I'll say something inadvertently that's like completely inane, and then MP will be like, "Oh, that's funny. We should put that in something." You know?
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
That's the scene, dude.
That's what our scene is. I'm sure there's a good scene that we just don't know about.
That's awesome. That kind of like I'm so impressed by that you guys were able to like make something coming from a place where there wasn't like a huge environment for it, or at least not one that you guys were tapped into.
Well, one thing I'll say about MP, which is one of my favorite things about him creatively, is like, if everybody's just hanging out and it's a normal Saturday, the typical Saturdays everybody hangs out, they go to the pool or just do nothing, you know? And MP is always like, well, let's go make something, you know? And it's just, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And the next thing you know, we're all sitting around his backyard making, you know, something. And then he's edited it the next day. And
yeah. I annoy JT sometimes.
Are you the same way?
I think I'm always kind of anxious to just keep creating. But JT's got the genius dome, so you know it's a good mix.
He's got a dome, dude, a genius one for sure.
Yeah.
Kind words.
I mean, I don't know if this is like genuinely, I don't really watch podcasts. We're allowed to ask you guys like how you guys sort of got going with your stuff. And what was the first thing you did? Like, was it that, you know, that Hollywood party scene stuff? What was your first thing together? And how'd you guys meet?
The first thing we really started working as a team on together is the Paul Walker statue.
Yeah.
Just getting that cause up and running. And then it sort of snowballed from there. No, dude. We're just boosting the stoke. I can feel it.
Hey, good.
Yeah, it sort of just snowballed from there. And then we just sort of found we just kept grooving. When did you guys start making videos together?
Jer, when was that?
It was a few years ago. Our very first one was we were cruising around literally on like a Saturday, and I was complaining about this girl. I used to be on social media. I've since deleted it all, and then MP did too, but he just barely added back Instagram. But we were cruising around, and I was complaining about this girl that had added me. So I'd follow her back, and then the second she did, she deleted me. And then I was just so pissed off about it, and I was just going off to MP in the car. I was calling her every name in the book and just saying she was like a piece of crap. And then I was like, oh, never mind. Actually, she still follows me. And MP was like, and that's, to me, that's the thing. Like, that's the genius of MPs. To me, that's just a normal conversation. You know what I mean? And he's like, dude, that's so funny. Let's go back to my house right now and shoot that. And and he cranked out, like, you know, we cranked it out. Like, how long, MP?
Probably just a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then he edited it the next day, and he submitted to Vimeo, and it got a staff pick, and it got like 100,000 views, and it was just, you know.
Who shoots it?
For a long time, I just shot it. Like, I would just set everything up and do it. But now we just have like a bunch of friends. Our buddy Trevor Owsley just shot the Agua Donkeys series, but most of the time it just was kind of me setting stuff up and going back and forth between behind and in front of the camera.
The rhythm of the editing and the like the environment that you guys get in the shots, it's really beautiful, and it's got its like totally own speed to it. I took to it right away when I was watching your guys' first episode on Quibi. I was like, right away you can like just see from the way you guys are framing the exteriors and you guys, I was like, oh, there's something like you can already feel the comedy in that. And did you guys stumble onto that right away, or was that something you guys kind of developed?
I've always had like a pretty good idea of how I want things to look visually, but then we had our buddy Trevor Owsley come in and shoot it, and he just makes everything so beautiful.
He's so like came from the fashion world, so he shoots like Victoria's Secret and all of this just crazy stuff. So MP's got this really distinct, you know, look that he wants, and then Trev just came in and made it look beautiful. And so that's those
so
two.
awesome.
But yeah, they did an amazing job.
What are your guys' like influences, would you say?
When I first started getting into film, like Wes Anderson was like a big thing for me. Like when I saw that, it just kind of changed the game. And so I think that like my really wide shots kind of came from that, and maybe the tone and the characters. But I know, especially for Jer, like Jer doesn't watch much stuff. I don't watch much stuff anymore. I just try to like get inspired from like everything other than the film world. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, I could feel both those things watching it.
Thank you, man. Jer, sorry to speak for you.
No, speak away. I do try and watch movies, but I mean, to me, like the funniest stuff would be like, I don't know, like it's not a comedy by any means, but like Boogie Nights, when you've got like that vibe that's between you know, Mark Wahlberg and John C. Reilly, you know, just that dumb, I don't know, just that where it's real. I mean, it's kind of honestly, you guys like a lot what you guys do. It's like so real, but it's just a little bit off, you know? It's a little bit, I don't know. But to me, that's just like, I just enjoy like the comedy of people, like of just people, like realness in a way, you know? And so.
Yeah, Boogie Nights, when they're like arguing with the music producer about the tape, and they're like, "You don't have the magic on this tape." And then he's like, "It sounds like a catch-22." And they're like, "What the? Do I have to do karate on you?" And like all that dialogue is so insane. Yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson's so good with the funny dialogue.
Yeah, yeah. But I do mainly like the main thing I think I get inspired by personally is like books. I just love reading.
What are you reading?
What am I reading right now?
Yeah, or what's your favorite?
Well, comedically, this is also going to sound awful, but I think the book American Psycho is just where, you know, there's a chapter in there that's like 20 pages long that's literally a conference call between four dudes, like where they're going to go to dinner, and it's just, you know, it's just the fact that he wrote that and had the like cojones to put it out there, but just that kind of, you know, or just paragraph after paragraph of like describing somebody's Versace tie and their Valentino suit. And it's just, I just love it, you know. I mean, then it gets into some really weird dark stuff, but it's so, that's the funniest book to me I think I've ever read. Probably read it like 6 times.
I gotta
check it out. I've read his other books and they were so sad, but I think American Psycho is supposed to be the funniest, right? I read like Less Than Zero and the Imposters, or I think that's like a series of short stories.
I didn't read that one, but Less Than Zero is dark and it's not funny, you know?
No, it's so sad.
Are these the characters? Are these characters that you guys had been doing prior to the short film, or is it because they seem to be pretty much based on your real selves, right? With like a little bit of a.
I think it just came from us just making stuff, and then when we wanted to make Agua Donkeys, we really wanted to mess with like the really dry tone, and so we kind of leaned into that. And I think that, you know, when Jer and I like go to a friend's get together or something, we kind of naturally had like a banter back and forth, and so I think that we just kind of know each other's language, and we kind of wrote from there, you know.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of friends have been like, you guys aren't even acting. You guys are, you know, and it's just like, yeah.
But they don't see it, right? Because it's, I think like you are acting though, right? Like it's a very specific kind of performance. I feel like, I mean, like the dryness and the kind of quietness of the performance. That's got to be super calculated, right?
Yeah, I think that people have been saying that like our characters are really dumb, so I don't know. Maybe we're dumb in real life. I don't know. But
I deal with the same thing.
That's my whole life.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Someone at work one time was like, "I love how you just walk around like you don't care, and like you just don't care what anyone thinks about you." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah.
I was like, "That's not my personality at all." I was like, "I care so much."
Yeah. Everybody's like, "Dude, you don't care what anybody thinks." I'm like,
like,
I don't know if it's good you think that. I don't know if that's a compliment or, you know.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny when we were pitching it. We you know, we made a short film about 20 minutes long, and then Funny or Die saw it and, you know, reached out to MP. Didn't they reach out to you on
No, 3 Arts first, and then 3 Arts took us to Funny or Die.
and then but so, you know, we developed a pitch with Funny or Die to actually take around to like networks and stuff. And so we developed it for like a half-hour show. But then when we were pitching it to people, they would, you know, one company, I don't know if I'm allowed to say names or not, but they really liked that, but they were like, there's no conflict in this, you know? And they were like, we really like it, but would you guys be willing to, you know, make it where, I don't know, like one of you guys sleeps with, you know, one of the pool moms, or Rod's cheating on his wife with Jackie, or this kind of stuff. And but we really set out, like when we did it, like we just want something that's not, everything right now is just like people are fighting all the time, and I get it, like that's entertainment, you know.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to do something that felt kind of innocent, I guess, and different. And, you know, and then they called back and were like, we like it, but would you guys be willing to do that? And me and MP talked about it and just said, you know, that's not what this is. And so they passed, and we're just so stoked. I mean, Quibi was awesome, but we're so stoked they came in, and, you know.
We just want some good vibes, man, you know?
Yeah, it's a very heartwarming bromance.
Yeah.
I especially love the character's desire to tan, because I relate to that.
You gotta stay bronzed.
Yeah.
Times.
When I read the description for the show, it's like, you know, it's like, was it like everlasting summer, 2 dudes who love to tan? I was like, oh, that's me. I'm gonna take this show.
That's us.
Yeah.
When Jay and I together, we're probably laying by a pool somewhere.
Yeah.
Or we're taking off our shirts and walking around. Like, we just look like, we're walking around with our shirts off all summer.
I love being shirtless.
It's great.
It's the best feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I feel more myself. Like, I feel like I can talk to people more easily.
Prove it, dude.
Yeah.
You're in sync with nature.
The less clothes I have on, the more, the less armor I have on, and the quicker I can just be myself.
Have you talked to either one of your guys about that?
I mean, I used to have to talk to like parents and school administrators about that, but I found a way to make it work. Yeah, just find different, you know, it's just timing and reading the room.
I feel like your dudes are helping you out. Like, you feel like you seem very vulnerable, dude. You know what I'm saying? Dude,
legend. I am for that. Thank you. I really relate to what you guys are saying. And about people wanting to add that conflict too. Do you ever find that people also want to, like, what if like your character did something fucked up to you and that really pissed you off? And then I'm always like, what if we were just like the best friends to each other?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Again, I hate to keep going back to your guys' comedy, but that's one thing I love about your guys is like, you guys are out there, like you're full bros together, but you're not making fun of each other, but you also like walk this I think it's a very difficult line where you're like entertaining and you're engaging, but you're not insulting the people that like you deal with. And I think that's really tricky. And I mean, yeah. I mean, most people, you know, they've got to like just push it a little too far and make somebody feel stupid. And you guys never seem to do that. Maybe you're just really good at editing, you know?
That's a big
thank you
for sure.
Well, I think it's something that I personally enjoyed it in like comedies and movies growing up, is like the escapism. And it's like, you know, like you're saying, good times, you know, people just want to watch other people having a good time. And for me, that's enough to keep me engaged, and it just makes me happy. So I think that's always tried to be our aim with our stuff, is just to provide like a relief and then boost the stoke. So yeah, which I feel like is the tone of your show as well.
Yeah.
It's very stoke.
We're always trying to. Yeah. I feel like us four, we're spreading some major stoke around the world, you know?
Yeah.
Which is always a good thing.
Do you guys have like a favorite comedy or like an inspiration that kind of, you know?
I think when I was growing up, Ferris Bueller's Day Off
It's a masterpiece, dude.
It's the movie's perfect, and it's just like Ferris's ability to not take life so seriously that I really admired, and I sort of tried to emulate. So yeah, I think that was a big one for me. And I love watching Steve Martin too. I mean, Steve Martin and like his Tonight Show appearances and stuff are just like incredible. So
Yeah.
and the joke's always on him, which I like. Or he with his stand up at least, where he was just like, yeah, I like that style.
I guess like the stuff that makes me laugh the most is like I think The Sopranos is like really funny, which is funny because we just had this director on the other day and he just said that. So I don't know if I'm just stealing that from him, but I love the movie like Midnight Run. I always love that. I love Moonstruck, like broadcast. I like a lot of like '80s movies, broadcast movies.
You know what? You know what? 80s comedy is good. Is Better Off Dead. You guys like that one?
Oh yeah,
Oh, I haven't seen it.
it's so weird.
I gotta watch.
Okay, Chad, dude, you got it. It's
I'll watch it
so
tonight.
weird.
I'll watch
It's
it
so
tonight.
The race scene with the foreign exchange students who sound like Howard Cosell. Yeah, it's so. I remember I randomly caught that movie on TV with my brother, and we were just like, "This is like the weirdest, funniest movie." That's I kind of miss that, where you just accidentally stumble onto a movie like that on cable.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that it's like a big touchstone for a lot of people.
I think that movie's like a masterpiece. I heard somewhere that John Cusack thinks like regrets that he ever did it. I think it was one of his first films. And to me, it's like it's the best thing you ever did, you know. And he's a talented guy. He's done some good stuff, but that to me is special.
Yeah, he says he's only done 10 good movies, and he was probably just speaking vaguely, but I always try to think which 10 is he talking about.
Yeah, well, you can scratch Better Off Dead off the list because it's not one of them.
It was on there. It was on there. Gross Point Blank though, that movie's funny too.
Yeah.
What was it like when 3 Arts called you guys? Had you guys already been like generating some interest, or was that kind of like was it out of the blue?
At that time, we made another short called For Clitoris, and that went to a slam dance, and we talked to somebody from Warner Brothers that was there watching it. And so we had developed and then wrote a show that just didn't get greenlit. And so we were kind of like, once we saw that this on their feet, we wanted to make something else. And so that's when we made the short Agua Donkeys. So there had been talks, and we thought that things were going to kind of take off and stuff, but it wasn't until 3 Arts called that things kind of sped up a little bit, you know.
But that again goes back to MP, what I was saying, which sounds like Chad might be the same, is like we had sent in all these scripts to Warner Brothers and we were waiting for notes, and they were taking forever, and MP was just like, I don't want to wait around all summer for notes. Like, let's do something. And so then, you know, we sat down and wrote the short to Agua Donkeys, you know, in just over a few sessions. And yeah, and I was going to say something else about that, but it completely spaced what it was. So, but it was just, you know, it was just to keep cruising. And then I don't, you know, hopefully not speak too much for MP, but, you know, we both intentionally or not have like kind of structured our lives like to try and really not grow up, you know. And then that was just like, who are those people? And it was kind of what we were talking earlier. It's like those pool guys, dude. They're outside, they're tan, they're chilling. Their job is low pressure, you know, unless you're the owner of the company. But it was just kind of like, you know, because a lot of what we're going through in Agua Donkeys is the same thing that a 16-year-old boy is going through, you know. It was just like having a crush on the girl and thinking this guy's the sickest guy in town, and you know, just trying to do the least amount possible, you know. Which is just kind of like taking that mentality, I guess, but us playing it really, you know. So
is it kind of aspirational? Do you like want to be more like those characters? And do you feel like, do you worry if like you guys keep going with this stuff, you'll become less like the characters?
Less or more? We worried about becoming less or more like them? What's your question?
You're worried about becoming less like the characters.
MP, you want to handle this one?
This is a heavy one. I think that Jer and I both live a life that we do what we want to do, and we just try to have a good time, you know. And we didn't do the whole corporate rat race thing. We just wanted to make movies, do our thing, and everything since we made that decision has been focused on like having a good time, writing funny stuff, and trying to kind of make our dreams come true, you know?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what's beautiful about the internet, is that you can create your own audience and sort of carve out your own space within the industry without having to really, you know, do any of the kind of networking or anything. You just create the stuff that you want to create, and I think if you're doing the stuff that you want to do, then you'll naturally create an audience, and then the industry will, you know, knock at the door. And so I'm always so thankful that we have something like the internet to sort of create our own platform from.
Right.
Yeah. Do you guys, go ahead.
No, I'm done, dude.
I'll go, dude.
Yeah.
I just was going to say, like, when kind of YouTube hit for me, it was like, I was like, I would see people kind of blow up. And so I was like, okay, like this is a way that I can kind of, I don't have to go to LA, you know what I'm saying? And so since then, I just kind of started making my own videos. And then when Jer and I teamed up, it kind of took it to a new level. But like what you were saying, like the internet was so good because I think that it's such a good place to make a bunch of things, see how people respond to it, and kind of get like what your tone is, you know?
Right. Yeah. I think the power of having an audience pretty much right away, so you can sort of see the reaction. It just helps. I mean, I think you always want to make the stuff that you want to make, but just sort of seeing the reaction helps sort of fine tune your voice a little bit more.
Yeah. Have you guys, like, has feedback from the audience changed your performance at all?
No, but it's just interesting.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just interesting. Like, I mean, I think that Jer and I both want to make stuff that just makes people feel good, you know, like just have a good vibe. You watch it and you just want to have a good time and all that good stuff, you know. Maybe I'm repeating myself, Jer. I don't know. What do you think?
I love it. It bears repeating, dude.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What are some things you guys are doing outside of comedy? Like, do you guys kneeboard in real life?
I haven't kneeboarded in a while, but I used to until I just had a brush with death like too many times.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever kneeboarded before, if you ever get caught upside down, like still in like the strap.
It gets all twisted up. You can't unwrap it. It's the worst.
You'll squanch your back.
Yeah, we got all squanched up, but for some reason, like you want to hold on to the rope still, and it's just like dude, just let go, you know. So that happened a few times, and then kind of wakeboarding came around, and then I was like, I'm calling it quits. Jerry, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, kneeboarding's painful, dude. But I could JT, when he was sort of like, you know, empathizing with you, dude. He went to a place, and I want to hear JT's story, dude. You've clearly had a wipeout that stuck with you. It could have been surfing or wakeboarding or whatever, but would you tell us about that?
Yeah, dude, I was kneeboarding. I was out in Barstow at our friend Joe Black's lake house, man-made lake. You know, you take shifts being on the water. He's got a nice outboard engine. And I was getting cocky. I was probably 11 or 12. I was trying to impress his daughter, Jade. And I was getting outside the wake, starting to hit some airs, doing some 180s, surface 180s, cruising backwards, just feeling no pain. You know, next thing I know, I just, you know, got too confident, and that's when you get caught underneath, and my whole rope got twisted. I never thought, or my Velcro got twisted. You know, it gets mangled. You don't think about it because you just haven't experienced it yet. And then I'm underwater, and I'm gonna drown. And thankfully, my dog Taz swam out there, and he couldn't save me, but just having him biting on my kneeboard, it gave me that extra burst of energy I needed to try and survive, so I could see him again. You know, and then I managed to get out by just actually pulling the kneeboard away from my knees so I could slide out.
What kind of dog was Taz?
He was a yellow lab, and it's funny, he used to hump everybody. And then one time I was letting him hump me at a party in front of a bunch of people, and he jizzed on me. And it's funny because he was neutered, and so everyone's like, he jizzed on you, and I was like, no, he didn't. And then everyone was like, no, he straight up jizzed on you. And then I had to take their word for it. And I told all my friends, I was like, hey, everybody, shut the fuck up. I was like, everybody, shut the fuck up. No one ever talk about this. Do you hear me? And then that night, I checked my buddy Ferraro's info on Instant Messenger, and it says, we all must fear Taz's red rocket.
Oh,
and I was like, you piece of shit, bro. You piece of fucking shit, dude.
Is it weird that you're now telling that story to everybody?
I think this is the 4th time I've told it on the podcast.
Okay, good.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Dude, how much jizz was it?
Dude, I'll never know. I just remember, like, honestly, I have to take the guy's word for it because I remember Taz was humping me. We're all laughing. We've all done it a million times. And then I just remember everyone, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, what? And they're like, he fucking jizzed on you, dude. And I was like, no, I didn't. I was like, and he's neutered. He's not supposed to be able to jizz. And then, but you know, Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
That sounds like a lot of jizz, dude.
Yeah, I've always wondered how big a dog's load is.
Same.
I think Taz, I think he learned how to jizz because like my dad was so horny and I'm so horny that it just it got like environmentally conditioned into him to want to fuck.
How old were you?
I was 17 at the time.
Okay.
Strong, about 5'8", $165.
Strong.
Dang, dude.
My bench like
Dang.
225. Yeah,
Holy crap.
it was crazy, man. Because that's your buddy, you know. But you play with fire.
No wonder you used to like to take off your shirt, or you still do. That makes sense now.
Yeah, I love to take off my shirt.
Yeah, take it off, dude.
Yes.
We've had enough, dude.
Okay.
What a
Yeah, look-
setup, dude.
Look at that cheese.
Oh my word.
Talk about cheese, dude.
Oh,
That's a cheese plate, dude.
it's
Third
like Pierce
pod,
Brosnan.
third or fourth pod,
Charcuterie, dude.
dude.
Charcuterie.
That's great.
So, dude, you just took off a soccer jersey. True or false?
Yeah, it is a soccer related shirt for sure. Yeah.
Are you a soccer guy or not so much?
I got buddies who are. I followed a little bit. Why, you a Premier League guy?
No, I'm a La Liga guy.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Who's your squad? Barcelona?
of course.
Yeah.
You know, it's like in the Yankees, but I love Barcelona, you know.
It's beautiful. They play a beautiful brand of soccer.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Maradona doc on HBO?
Yeah, it was sick, right?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
He's a fireball. Do you guys play sports together?
I can't keep up with MP. Hopefully you don't delete this because he lettered in like 5 sports.
Whoa.
Really?
No,
Yeah.
that-
MP,
that you might be exaggerating, Jay.
he can be a little modest here, but I've seen him. He's an athlete. But go ahead and tell him. If you don't want to.
The sports that we play together are one in particular, which is, what's it called? What's
Pickleball?
the pickleball? How sick! Have you guys played pickleball?
I've seen it. I haven't played yet, but it looks fun.
What is it?
It's so fun. It looks like, you know, spike ball. Have you played spike ball?
So
Yeah.
fun.
It looks like when you watch people play it, it looks like the dumbest thing on the planet. Like there's 4 people like huddled over like a little trampoline, and then you play it, and it's just so bomb. But pickleball's kind of like that. It's like a paddle court, like they got in Venice. You know, those mini tennis courts down in Venice.
Mhm.
It's about that size, but you play with like a paddle and basically a wiffle ball, and you watch people do it. My brother tried to get me into it, and I just wouldn't do it. And then finally, you know, it's Thanksgiving, we were bored, and I went out, and I was hooked. It's so fun.
It's like the perfect mix between ping pong and tennis.
Yeah.
So that's what the littler courts in Venice, those are pickleball courts?
No, those are paddleball courts. So it's
Okay.
paddle, but you know, it's the same that size. But those are like, you use a cork paddle and you take a tennis ball and you punch a needle into it and deflate it for Venice. And those are super fun too. I used to live in Santa Monica. We go play paddle all the time, but pickleball is what has my heart now. And that's what me and P would play over the summer. We were writing, and we need a little break. We'd go out and hit the pickleball around. It's fun.
Oh, nice.
How did you like LA?
I really liked it a lot, but every place has its pluses and minuses, but the traffic is just so tough, you know, not that I had to go out that much, but but your entire life is literally governed about, you can't do something for like 4 hours a day unless you're willing to sit in traffic between like 3 and 7. You're just stuck. And not that that's the worst thing ever, but I also really, really love like the mountains and just simple things like a starry sky at night. There's so much, light pollution there that you just don't, it's just not the same. I mean, the ocean's incredible. I'm not trying to bag on California because it has a lot of great things. But I whenever I lived there, I just always miss Utah, and every chance I got to go back, I would. I spent so much time here, and then finally I was just like, I should live in Utah and then go back to LA or whatever,
So do you guys plan on keeping creating outside of LA?
Yeah, I do. I mean, Jared, don't you?
Yeah.
I just feel like, I mean, personally, I want to shoot all my stuff in Utah. Just because there's like the landscape is so awesome. Like from northern Utah to southern Utah, like it's just completely different vibe. But yeah, and Utah is just so good about like getting stuff done, and the film commission there's like everyone wants to help out, and everybody like wants to help you film stuff rather than like trying to charge you a bunch of money, and so it's a pretty cool
very
place.
Supportive. Have you guys been out here?
I've been to the Salt Lake City airport many times, but I've never gone outside of it. I go to Idaho a lot, Sun Valley. It's my dad would go there. My stepmom lived there part-time, so but I've never been to Utah, like outside the airport. I want to go, and like whenever I see Tom Cruise rock climbing in Mission Impossible 2, I'm like, I gotta go to Utah.
How often would you say that is?
See him rock climbing?
Yeah, in MI2.
Once a week.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, get out here then, dude.
I say it to myself every week. It's how I get out of bed. Yeah.
If you guys need a place to break quarantine, get out here, man. It's sick.
Yeah. It looks so fun.
I go there a lot.
You do?
Yeah, my buddies and I would do a fantasy football draft in Park City every year, and then I went to the Sundance Film Festival just as a dude who liked movies with my buddies, like 4 or 5 years in a row or something like that.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool. We just waitlist and like hang out outside the theaters for a couple hours, and then just see what movies we could see.
Did you get any good parties?
We snuck into a party our first year there when we were like 19. We snuck into a party and like Jamie Foxx was DJing, and it was insane. And like we just went wild, and then I got arrested afterwards for fighting a dude over a girl.
Really?
Yeah. And then when we got to the station, I made up with the guy.
What happened with the chick?
She didn't intervene when we said we were going to fight because we kind of verbally agreed to it.
But did you ever talk to her again? Did you get her number? Anything?
I don't even know her name.
Oh, I hate that.
I didn't really have a chance. I think I had a lot of energy, and I was sexually frustrated. And then so I just was like, you know what? And this guy was rude. And then it just, yeah.
To teach him a lesson, dude.
Yeah. And then when we got to the station, he was like, I'm going to fuck you up, bro. And I was like, dude, I'm genuinely sorry. And then he's like, it's all good. I'm over it.
Oh.
I love that. Do you ski when you're out there ever? You just hit the movies and the parties?
I retired from skiing. It's hard on my feet, but Chad, I think, can shred on some skis.
Yeah, I like moguls.
Really?
I'm a mogul guy. Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted to compete at a certain point, but I don't think I ever got up to that talent level. But I went to like a camp in Whistler. What was it called? Momentum. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to shred moguls. And I went to this camp, and then there were these dudes from like Steamboat Springs and like Aspen and like Park City, and they just dominated me. I was like, yeah, I have a ways to go. But I do love skiing, yeah. You guys ski or snowboard?
I ski. I'm not great. I didn't grow up skiing, but then when I came out to school here, I did. But definitely not a mogul guy. If I'm being completely honest, I'm I love the groomers. I like a steep
Yeah.
groomer, but
Yeah.
I love the cruisers. A mogul, they terrify me. Like it's you're rock hard. You got to dodge rock hard mounts all the way down the mountain, and that's just I like if you ever see
Yeah.
Deer Valley is just they groom everything, and you
I've
just
heard about it.
if
Yeah.
that's I'm a blue run guy. It's not nothing to brag about, but that's
No,
where I'm
me
at.
too. That's the worst when like you link up with someone and they're like, hey dude, we're gonna do some backcountry stuff. So I brought you this extra like transponder that will beep if we get caught in an avalanche. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
and pull this if you get caught in avalanche, the parachute will come out.
yeah, I'm like, how about we just chill, dude, and do some blues and get some chili when we get to the end.
Yeah, well, let's do a couple hours of blues and then hit some chili, some turkey
Yeah.
chili.
How did sorry, go ahead.
I was saying, MP, do you shred?
No, I used to snowboard when I was in Utah, and then the last half of me living there, I just didn't love it enough.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole ordeal. And
I feel that.
this winter, Jer and I were gonna get into skiing. At least I was, but Jer did it and I didn't. So
Yeah.
Well,
It does take
Go
a
ahead.
lot of work to put on all this stuff and get there, get to the mountain and stuff.
Well, the bummer
I
for
don't-
MPs, we were going to Sundance, which is about like from door to door for me is like 25 minutes,
Mhm.
and MP lives in Salt Lake. I'm down south. So for him, we got passes with a couple buddies, but for MP, it really would have been like, for us, it's like, all right, let's go 2 hours and we can still go have a day. But by the time
Mhm.
MP got down there, and it really would have been like a whole day just shot,
Right.
That is the big thing. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Do you
And it's
guys
expensive.
yeah, it's super expensive.
Yeah. Is there anything you guys do to help to get in sort of in the creative zone? Like, do you do like meditation or anything like that? Or I know like being in isolation too, like being in a cabin can sometimes help too.
Jer,
have,
you
like,
want to go first?
You go first.
Okay. I like to meditate first, and then I like to kind of just start moving around, dancing, free flowing. Then I feel like once I get into a good groove, my mind is open to a free thinking mode, and then I go
Mhm.
from there. But it's always
That's
like
cool.
there's always moving or stretching or yoga, something involved like that, because I feel like when you loosen up your bod, like ideas come with it, if
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Totally.
absolutely.
Sherry, how do you feel about it?
I mean, I don't. The weird thing is I imagine you guys probably know working together is like it's different. Like when me and MP are working together, it's like, okay, we're gonna meet up tomorrow at 10:30 in the morning, and then you get there and you try and get into the zone together, but like you have to like on command be creative, which is really
Mhm.
hard. I mean, if I'm by
Yeah.
myself, it'll be like I'll hear like a cool line in a song that I just think is really profound and I'll write it down, or you'll see a painting and you know what I mean? Like just whatever, looking online, but it's a whole different thing. Like when you're alone, cause then it's like, you just write when it hits. Like sometimes if I'm writing alone, it's like, oh, whatever project I'm working on, sometimes it's better in the morning, or sometimes I find that I can't really write until it's like 10 at night, and then I'll start. But when it's together with somebody, it's a lot harder, but you just have to
Right.
force yourself to do it, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, there's sort of that thing of like if you just like that uh Stephen King, is that who it is? There's some author who's like, yeah, he's like, I just force myself to write and eventually something good comes out, which is tough to do every day. I mean, because it's so, when you're in that like flow mode, that's like, it's like euphoric because you're just like writing down and you're like, this feels great. But yeah, it's, there's something to that like discipline of just forcing yourself to do it. And then eventually the ideas will come.
I think it's that screenwriter William Goldman,
The
that wrote
greatest.
those books and whatever. But I
Yeah.
think he was saying like you write 10 pages a day, and I've tried that, and
Yeah.
it ends up being crap. And like
Yeah.
I'll finish a script or whatever, and it's junk, and I don't, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it doesn't work for me. Like
Yeah.
I'll be like, that was a complete waste of time. It's 120 pages that isn't what it could have been, and
Right.
I don't know how to fix it because I never. So I just think I just think it's different for everybody. If I start trying to write something before it's kind of like evolved enough in my brain, it never comes out right. So I just try and be patient. Then you kind of know when it's ready, because then you can't wait to do it. But when I force it, it always comes out terrible.
It helps me to have someone else in the room. Like if I'm just by
Really?
myself, it's really hard for me to do the work. But if someone's like sitting there with me, I can do it. It's weird. Even like reading, I read faster and better when like with my mom and her boyfriend, if I'm sitting in a room with them, I'll read better than if I'm just by myself. I'll get distracted. I don't know if there's like a performative aspect to it for me, but it does help me a lot. Maybe I'm just really extroverted, I think is what it is. And
What do
then
your guys say about that?
my two therapists, they don't worry too much about that. We almost don't ever get to that stuff as much because we're so busy talking about like other stuff.
Okay.
Makes sense to it.
I think comedy for me, like doing it with MP, it's MP, when we're writing together, we're talking, like one guy says something and then MP will be like, okay, so what's a good response? And then we'll both kind of go until we make each other laugh. But with MP, sometimes I would say something that I just thought was like a home run. And I'd always be so bummed. This happened more than once. And I would think I just crushed it. Like, you should say this back. And then people be like, okay, keep going. I like where your head's at. And I'd be like, what do you mean, dude? I just crushed it. But then, and then I would, we would just keep spitballing. And then all of a sudden he'd start laughing and be like, that's it. Or he would say something, exact same to me. And I'd be like, oh, that's it. But I think comedically, comedy, I think it's extremely important to have, somebody in the room with you that you can see their reaction,
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely. Do you guys want to answer some listeners' questions? This is typically what we do. We have the guests help us give advice to some of the listeners.
Yeah. We'll do our best.
Dude, you guys are great guys.
Yeah,
that's a
guys.
question.
It's all dudes.
I feel like now we're four true bros,
Bonded by the stoked.
I think we're kindred spirits for sure.
I was actually
so
bummed we didn't get to do this in person and meet you guys.
I know. We gotta do it again in person, guys.
Yeah, we'll
do
run
it back. Yeah.
With masks on.
You're making me want to leave LA.
Yeah.
You're making me want to move.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I mean, you guys have the gift. It has nothing to do with anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can do that anywhere. And if you can, at least why I think that Jer and I like it so much is it's nice to be around real life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't want to go too much into that because LA is great, I think.
No, but I hear you. Like,
I mean, I just remember, I remember two things. When I was living in LA, I came back one time to Utah and I was at my nephew's soccer game, just talking to some guy at a small town in Utah. And I told him something that like kind of blew his mind. And he said, well, blow me down like a pirate would say or something. And I was just like, I would never hear that in LA, like,
Right.
and another thing is like, I already said I'm like a massive Paul Thomas Anderson fan, but I was back in Utah one time and I was talking to my friends that I thought were pretty savvy as far as the entertainment industry. And I was like, yeah, Paul Thomas's new movie's coming out in 2 weeks or whatever. I don't remember. And they were like, who? And it just was like, for some reason struck me, like you get in LA and you start to like think that the world revolves around like what movie's coming out, who directed it and who produced it and who starred in it. And, and people in America, they want to see a good movie, but they don't care about, you just get sucked into this weird vortex.
Right.
And I think, I also remember, I hope you edit this out a lot. I'm talking a lot.
No, you guys are great. Keep going.
Yeah, I love it.
But I was talking to a movie producer in LA one time and this movie came out and I told him, he's like, did you see it? I'm like, yeah, I saw it. It was awful. It was a total piece of crap. And he goes, well, it can't be a piece of crap. It made $65 million opening weekend. I'm like, that's, I hate to tell you, but it sucks. It had 2 major stars in it, which I'm not going to name. I don't dislike them, but I'm like, that's why it opened at $65 million, not because it was a good movie. You know,
Right.
How many years ago was this movie? I want to guess it now.
Yes,
how many
it
what?
Was it that Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence movie where they
That's
wake
what
up on a
that-
spaceship?
Dude, that's what I was thinking.
No, this was a
Were you
long
thinking
ass
that
time
same
ago.
movie?
Passengers.
Did
It's
that
like-
movie
sounds
make
like
a lot of money? Did Passengers make money?
I
That
think
sounds like
it's-
how much money it would have made. Let me look
That
it up.
I heard it was bad.
I didn't
Yeah,
watch it.
I never saw
That's
it.
what I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be.
You really did?
Did
Yeah,
Aaron
I
come
thought
in
Passengers too.
with the hot take?
It's not bad. I've seen it. It's not bad.
No, dude, I if I could live in San Diego, I would. I think that's
It's a
the
good spot, dude. It's a good spot.
Maybe I can. I mean, you guys have inspired me. I mean,
Yeah, I'm
MP
inspired
loves San
Yeah.
Diego, loves Coronado.
Yeah, I lived in Coronado for
Yeah.
a couple of years.
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good little spot. Yeah, you
love
guys have everything. You guys are doing everything yourself. Like,
Yeah,
you're good. You can do it anywhere. You know.
yeah, it's a good point.
If
You
if
guys-
I ever come back to California, I think I would want to live in Ojai, which is about the same
Yeah, oh, that's
distance
cool.
out, you know.
Yeah,
But I'm not a surfer. I know you guys. I mean, I can see 3 surfboards in the background. I know you guys
It's my
get after
quiver.
it.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, North County, like Santa Barbara, Ventura. That's where Paul Walker lived, Santa Barbara. I think he had the same idea. He's like, I want to get out from the LA sort of, the industry stuff.
So, are you a genuine Paul Walker fan?
Oh, huge. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah. Well, I just, as a kid when I watched Fast and the Furious, I was like, this guy's the man.
Yeah, that was a sick film.
And when he died, I like grabbed a bottle of red and watched the first Fast and the Furious again. He brought me so much joy when I was young.
He can do the
Still
whole
does.
like performance perfect to Paul. It's because
Yeah.
we're like doing it right now. We're trying to recreate the whole movie from quarantine, playing different parts and stuff. And Chad, if you watch Chad's against Paul Walker's, there's no difference. It's literally the same. It's pretty wild. And then I was struggling with one of Vin Diesel's lines, and I was like, I really want to nail this because this is like a pivotal line. And then Chad did it for me, and I was like, that's exactly how Vin Diesel does it. It was like he's like you have to turn slower. You're turning too quick. And then he did it. I was like, how the fuck did he do that so well? Pretty crazy.
Are you really doing that? Like filming it, and you're gonna edit it together?
Yeah, we've done a
Yeah.
couple. Yeah.
Yeah, we've done the tuna scene. We've done we're doing the Why'd You Bring the Buster Here scene right now. We did the race against the Ferrari.
Do these scenes are you guys?
Yeah, are these registry?
I don't remember that movie,
I vaguely remember something about the.
but I'm pumped to see it.
Like everyone knows the tunas now. It's just in my own little world. But yeah, we're busting out the scene. It's so fun. It's like a lifelong dream. So I'm glad the quarantine has given us that blessing.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, dudes, we got some questions. What's up, baggers of Stoke? Long story short, used to be a total degenerate, was overweight, boozing, and drugs way too much. Moved to Florida for fam and to change my lifestyle. Mission accomplished. 100 pounds down to a jacked 160. Got a sweet job as well. In the process, I've lost out on making friends and meeting potential GFs. So my new goal is to go get out there, and here's the dilemma. I'm kind of a mix between Chad and JT. I'm cool and have confidence and love a montage of Creed and Nickelback being played all day like Chad. But I also have super anxiety about myself and things around me all the time.
I like this guy.
Yeah. I've never had issues with alcohol or the kind, but it does loosen me up. And with my new lifestyle, I feel like that stuff is setting me back. Mostly alcohol because I don't want to put weight back on. Also, I don't have a massive hog like Joe and haven't had a dank GF like Strider in 10 years. So I've been out of the game way too long. I've been on all the dating apps and got one date out of it. Mostly get no replies, kind of humiliating and gets my confidence down. I guess my question would be, how do I get myself back in the game? What should I do, especially in a time like this? Thinking of adopting a doggo. That's a good idea. Huge shout out to my dog Strider, starting a new pod. Can't wait to subscribe and get stoked on some history. Straight dank knowledge to my dome.
What's this dude's name?
Jeff.
Jer?
Well, this sounds more like a question for Chad and JT, but I'm happy to try and weigh in. But it sounds like he really looks up to you guys, and I don't know that advice from us would mean as much.
No, it does. I think, he doesn't know who's going to be on, but the guests often have a new view on stuff that can be really helpful.
MP, you want me to go first?
Yeah.
I actually think getting dogs would be nice because it's a good way. It forces you to get outside. It starts conversations with people that aren't in bars and stuff. I would just say he sounds like he's a little bit, in all honesty, you can delete this if it's going to hurt somebody's feelings. It sounds like maybe he's a little bit down on his confidence right now. And I just say keep it super positive. I would really just try and focus on being positive towards yourself. He sounds like he's a great guy. Sounds like he's got a lot going on. And you should just block out the negative thoughts and try and pump himself up, in a meaningful, legitimate way. That's what I think. It's not funny, but that's my real opinion.
No, we appreciate it, man. Thank you.
We wanted real.
Yeah.
I feel like, he said that he dropped a bunch of weight, right? Like he got healthy. Is that what he was saying?
Yeah.
I think that's great. And that's a great step in the right direction. And I think he's just needs to keep on working on himself, put himself out there, believe in himself, and if he's doing the right things and trying his hardest, like the right chick will come to him. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. I think he seems to be a little too result oriented. Like just enjoy the process. Keep putting yourself out there, and it's just think of it as just like a fun ride, it's like you're on the fun ride of life, and you can sort of, I think if you approach it that way, like you were saying about staying positive and stuff, you can see the if you don't hear back on a dating app or something, you'd be like, oh, that's funny. But I'm getting that much closer to, my ideal lady or something like that. I think it's just enjoy the ride, and you're doing great. And it seems like he has great intentions, and he's creating a good life for himself. So just, yeah, I agree. Just keep up the positivity and just keep pushing forward, and you'll be great.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I think he's being really hard on himself. Like he's like, I don't want to do alcohol and like fuck up all my progress. And I think that's great not to drink, but like it's okay to be human and to feel down and to take L's when it comes to pursuing things. It's all very normal. Like if a girl doesn't respond to you on a dating app, it's not humiliating because it happens to everyone. Like we're all being humiliated constantly. So take solace in the fact that I just got humiliated like 3 times last night. Then it's and then yeah, it's just part of the process. It's fun. It is fun. Yeah, it's fun to be out there taking swings. So I'm proud of you for taking care of yourself and for getting out there. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, it sounds like he's kicking ass already. If he keeps
doing
kicking ass, it's good things are going to happen. It's just they will.
Yeah, are you guys watching this Jordan documentary?
Oh, dude. Yes, it's so good. I was obsessed with Michael Jordan growing up, and so watching all this new stuff is like blowing my mind.
It's the best, right? And his mindset, it's like, there's obviously downsides to it, but it took him 2 years to get past the Detroit Pistons. So it might take you a while, but no one remembers that. Now we just remember the 6 chips. So just keep going.
Yeah, and it's only got to work out with one chick, dude. So if it didn't happen before, then it wasn't meant to happen.
Agreed.
Good call.
Great call.
Improved FaceTime boning help. What's up, my dogs? Hope all is well in the Q team and carb consumption is limited. Lately, due to quarantine, my girl and I have started to get frisky on the FaceTime, and it's been great. We talk for hours, usually both somehow end up naked and have ourselves the time. I'm wondering if you boys have any advice on how to elevate these virtual bone sessions to the next level. I'm worried that it's getting kind of boring for her if I don't do something spontaneous and fun for her. Any advice or ideas is much appreciated. Stay safe and stay stoked.
I'm not starting this one.
Dude,
yeah, I don't. This is not really my expertise either. So,
dude, I think it's normal for it to get stale. Everything gets stale if you do it a bunch. I mean, I think, you guys were talking about earlier, like you watch some Wes Anderson movies, you get an idea for shot composition and for the way that you can frame stuff and, do different angles on your face and chest and dawn. And yeah, you can get exciting with that stuff. Like get into film. Find out all the different styles, Martin Scorsese, a lot of camera movement. That could be kind of exciting because it's kind of propulsive feeling. You guys are probably just super horny and doing it all the time, and anything's going to get old after a while. It's cool that you have someone that you're connected with and that you guys feel comfortable doing that with each other. That's really nice.
Very nice.
yeah, maybe set like play around with the format, like maybe set like a restriction, like you can't moan, and if you moan, you get like punished.
I like where you're going with this about BDSM stuff. I like it.
Yeah, no moaning.
Don't moan.
Don't moan, dude.
Be quiet.
And
Your stepmother's next. She'll hear you.
Yeah.
Is that what you were talking about?
I don't know. Something
he
along
was,
those lines.
dude.
I think you're getting there, yeah.
Dude, I was doing a phone sex and I was running into the same issue this young gentleman was having. And then so I was like, all right, I'm slapping your butt. And then I would slap my stomach to do the sound effect, and it totally took the girl out of it. She started laughing.
In a good way,
Which is good too.
It was fun to laugh. We both laughed, and then we were like, all right, yeah, it actually was. It was kind of the nicest moment. Yeah. And then after I nutted, I cried to her about issues with my family. So
Wow.
it was a big night.
Sounds like it, dude. I like
Wait,
that.
you were with your family?
Yeah, I was at my mom's place in Sacramento, but they were in their own rooms and stuff.
Okay.
Is that too much?
No, I just didn't know.
Yeah.
I genuinely threw me for a little bit of a loop, I didn't know. I mean,
But throwing us for a loop, dude.
The only thing I would maybe say is, strip naked and sort of reenact your favorite scene from Fast and the Furious,
Dude, that's it.
Dude.
That's it.
That's such a fire call, dude.
You got it, dude. I love it.
MP, what do you got for us?
I can't do better than that, I think it's great.
Is there another movie that maybe would be good to naked reenact?
Amadeus.
Yeah. Like conducting kind of stuff?
You could do the scene from Heat with Robert De Niro and Al Pacino.
Yes, dude.
When they meet for the first time in person. Dude, doing that naked?
Yeah.
You know what that's about? Yeah, not enough time.
All right, dude, this is a big question too. Ball and position. What up, Council of Stoke? I'm going to my freshman year of high school basketball, and I'm wondering what position I should play. I'm 6'1", and I'm one of, if not the best shooter in 8th grade. I'm still growing, and my doctors say I should grow to be 6'5". Right now, I'm a small forward shooting guard, and I'm all right at dribbling, but I'm a really good shooter. On the other hand, I'm going to be about 6'5" by my junior year, which is as tall as most centers in high school. And my coach says I should score more in the I would score more in the post, but I like playing forward more. I have a dilemma on my hands. Should I be a tall guard like Magic Johnson, or should I kick it in the post and more likely score more points? Any suggestion to gain respect of upperclassmen as a freshman? That was a PS.
MP, you got to take this when you play basketball.
What's this dude's name?
Evan.
Evan. You gotta get good at everything now. You gotta be able to dribble. You gotta be able to do everything outside, inside. Don't sell yourself short. You gotta learn how to dribble, bring up the ball, say I want it. And to get the respect from the upperclassmen, just bust your buns, dude. Outwork them.
Love that. I totally agree with you. I mean, you look at the modern NBA, like Giannis Antetokounmpo, like he's dribbling the ball up there. He's 7 feet tall. You know what I mean? But you got to be able to go inside out. I think having some post moves would be good. You think about guys like Gary Payton, Mark Jackson, old point guards who could take it into the post, and that's always a good skill to have. So yeah, I would think of yourself as a positionless player and just work on the skills. And then if you want to impress the upperclassmen, I think having a quiet confidence is always good, you know. And then if they bust your chops, just be a good sport about it. Like just laugh it off and try to seem like it doesn't faze you. And yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And embrace the Mamba mentality, to take some inspiration from Kobe. You know, if you see someone out there practicing, you keep practicing until he leaves. That should be your
power move, dude.
Yeah, every time. And if you lose a game, keep shooting baskets till 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So true. Jer, what do you think, dude?
I think it's also, in addition to staying up till 5 a.m., he should get sleep, a lot of sleep, because he needs, you know, when you're that age and you're growing that fast, like you need to sleep, or it's not good for you.
Or he's not going to make 6'5" for sure.
Yeah, we want you to make 6'5", but I agree. All the greats, you know, I mean, Tom Brady, they would say he was always staying late, practicing. You know, I was going to say Lionel Messi, but he probably doesn't follow soccer. But all the greats, they practice and they work and they work. And do that and get some sleep, eat healthy.
Doesn't LeBron sleep like 12 hours or something?
Yeah.
And probably like in an oxygen tank or something, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Steve Nash said it changed his career when he started monitoring his sleep.
I think it's a game changer, guys.
I sleep like a log now.
Is that something that you would recommend for our basketball player?
Jeff?
Yes.
Was his name Jeff?
Evan.
Dang it.
I'll cut that, dude. No worries.
Go again, MP.
Evan sounds sick.
You guys are the best, man. All right, last question. My friend's negativity is getting on my nerves. Yo, what up, my dogs? My name's Luke, and I have a 3.1-inch dong. So I've been having some issues with one of my best friends lately. It just seems like whenever he's sending messages or sharing posts on Insta of the squad, his take is always negative. He'll just be putting people down or always calling someone or something stupid. It just seems like when I go back and look at everything he sends to the squad, he always seems so angry or agitated about something or some people. His messages are just rude, unneeded, and can be very nasty. While I haven't talked with the other squad members privately about this, I think they're noticing his energy too. Some have said things in the group like, man, you just hate everything, or poking fun at his anger. My question to you, bros, is, have you ever had a friend like this? How do I go about telling him to chillax a little? Or what other recommendations do you have? Love the pod, my dogs. Thanks for all you do. Your podcasts make my week, and I love listening. Sending love from Canada, Luke.
From Canada,
good,
huh?
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude, your guys' reach is far.
Yeah, a lot of Canadians, actually, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is cool.
All the Canadians I've met are really funny and really nice, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, but what's the worst is when you're in Europe and there's a Canadian or an American with a Canadian flag on his backpack.
And he's American?
Yeah, and they want to get the better treatment, so they pose like they're Canadians. Nothing makes
really?
more. Yeah, it's awful. It's like, dude, you know what you should do if you're one of those, if you care, is like be an American, but be a nice American and like help us out a little bit, you know? Yeah. But let's focus on our Canadian dog.
Well, I feel like that was the answer. That's part of the answer. It's like, be the example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be the positive example.
Well, can I say something to this guy?
Yes, dude.
I mean, I'll be honest. Well, there's a couple of questions for me is like that he should think about. Is this just a guy that he kind of tolerates? It's bringing him down, or is this a guy that he loves? Because if it's a guy that he loves, you know, sometimes I'll find myself being a little bit negative, and my friends will call me out, and then I'll kind of realize, like, you know, I don't see it. Maybe he doesn't see it, or maybe it's because he's not in the best headspace. So maybe you should, if he's a guy that you actually care about, maybe you should, you know, like talk to him, you know, make sure he's okay, make sure he's not in a bad space, you know, and just sort of actually see why he's being that way. Maybe he thinks it's cool. Maybe he's bummed about something. Maybe he's feeling insecure, you know, maybe he's feeling like he's not part of the group. I don't know, you know, or maybe he's just, what do you guys call him? Schmoles? Maybe he's a schmole, dude. I mean, that, you know, maybe he's that guy that only brings like 10% fun rate to the group, you know? I don't know, maybe.
It's interesting. I like that though a lot.
Yeah, I agree. And I would say on top of that, don't entertain the negativity. Like a lot of times if someone's being negative, I'll find myself being like, I'll like laugh at it or like encourage it in some way. So yeah, I think that's a huge thing. If he feels like he's getting a positive response from it, then he's probably going to keep doing it. But if he can visibly see that it's, bumming out the squad, then he's probably going to think twice. But I also agree, if you love this guy, say something. Just reach out and be like, "What's going on, my dog?" And yeah.
I mean, the bottom line is being negative does not make you as happy as being positive. It just doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe, maybe give him a pointer, and if he takes it, he takes it. And if he doesn't, then, maybe he's not the kind of energy you need in your life. I don't know.
Totally agree. As well said. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. You guys were awesome. I love you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations on the show. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
How do you guys feel having it out there? I guess you guys have put out a lot of stuff, but does this feel different?
Yeah, I mean, it was the biggest thing that we've ever done. So it just feels nice to have it out there. I feel like it's like our favorite, best thing that we've done. So it's just nice to have people's eyeballs on it, and hopefully more and more. It's our favorite and our best thing that we've done, and it's nice to have it out there, and hopefully it just opens up more doors and gives us more opportunities to make it,
Yeah, absolutely.
Jared, how do you feel?
I've got a question for you guys, but I'll answer that first. Yeah, it feels great, man. I mean, it was weird because as you guys make your own stuff, and like when we made the short film, we wrote it in a handful of days, we shot it in a week, and MP edited it in like I don't know, a day or whatever. He's a really fast editor, and then it was done. But this I mean, it was an awesome experience. Funny or Die was incredible. Quibi, they were genuinely all so great to work with, but it was strange to take some. We did that in a few days, and then this was like, you write episodes and then you send them in, they send them back, and you send them back, and the whole thing took almost a year of our lives. So it's really great that it's out there, but it also was such a journey. But to have it done and to see it come out and actually, have people seem like they like it, it's a really nice feeling. That's
great.
That's cool.
Do people, like, when you guys go out, do people recognize you and yell, "What up, council?" And I mean, do you guys get a lot of that, or?
Yeah. It's in the past year and a half or so, it's increased. I think from Howard and Ellen, and then on Barstool and stuff, we've been able to get a following from that. So,
do you like being recognized, or I mean, what are your feelings towards that?
Oh, I love it.
I like
Really?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's just cool to meet people who enjoy your stuff, and they're always usually so nice and positive. Just a bunch of bros.
Mm-hmm.
It is funny. Like if I have like friends come to like a stand-up show, my friends will be like, I'll be talking to my friends, and then like some hot girl will come up and she'll be like, "My boyfriend loves your stuff." They always talk about their boyfriends.
Yeah. They always send in their girlfriends. I was like, because I get a lot of messages like, "Hey, we do like a happy birthday for my boyfriend's thing."
Yeah.
But I guess I am like, I do think if you probably did a ratio of like how much time I spend with a fan, if they say what up, I'm probably more generous to the female fans in terms of how much time I give than the male fan. Like, I don't think it's like grossly disproportionate, but there's probably a definite imbalance there.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, really? Oh, no." Yeah.
Yeah, it is like we'll have like a stand-up show, and it's just like all dudes.
A line of 50
just these bros come in,
You guys are forming a huge gang, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you guys been getting recognized and stuff?
We don't really leave the house much, so.
We're both super introverted dudes, genuinely.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for you guys. I can't imagine that were like a massive draw. So it was nice of you guys to hook it up. So thank you, genuinely.
Yeah,
I think
we're pumped. Yeah.
Yeah, we were so excited. We love the show. And I think the Stokers are gonna want you guys back
Yeah, for sure.
a lot. Yeah.
Well,
Good-
can we?
too.
Good vibes.
And I mean, this is weird, but yeah, I would love to hang with you guys when we come to LA or
Dude,
whatever.
I was gonna say the same thing to you. I felt embarrassed. I was gonna fan out. I was
Don't
like,
be
I'd like to be
embarrassed,
friends.
dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
let's
like
be
to be
boys.
friends. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are sick.
Thanks,
You guys are
man.
sick.
You guys too.
So let's grab a burger or something.
Yeah.
And by the way, my sister-in-law, whose house I'm at right now, is on city council, and I made her watch all your stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, that's hilarious. That's so
That's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's awesome. Yeah, well, I'm gonna on the email chain after this, we should all find a way to get each other's numbers and stuff like that and stay in touch. It was really a privilege to have you guys on.
Yeah, great talking with you guys.
yeah,
you
let's
guys-
keep in touch. But
Yeah, and best of luck with Agua Donkeys and everything.
Thank you.
awesome,
Appreciate
thank you guys.
All right, dudes.
All right, suckers.
You
Great
guys.
talking to you.
Later.
You
You
too.
too.
They were like the coolest guys ever.
They're so cool.
They were the
That was
coolest
awesome.
guys ever.
Yeah,
We
that was
should
awesome.
just have a big get together with them and Machado. Be like the three chillest dudes in the world.
Dude, we're gonna
Yeah.
have a run up of just like cool dude guests.
Aaron, do you want to hop back in here for the end? We'll do it fast.
Sure.
Chad, you want to do an ad and then we'll do this?
Oh yeah. What's up, guys? I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped, thank you so much for keeping our trims pubed, for looking after our hogs, for making sure that our dongs are looking fresh and clean. Guys, I saw a Manscaped ad the other day on YouTube, and Giannina from Love is Blind herself said that when it's trimmed, it's more sexy. Now, I mean, what more of a recommendation do you need than that? Giannina? Yeah. So if you're bored in the house, bored, why not play with your balls? Our sponsor I wish this was like a Super Bowl ad, just like us on this Zoom talking about playing with your balls. Our sponsor today, Manscaped, is here to make sure your balls are smooth while you or your partner are playing with them. Whoa. You or your partner, my dogs at Manscaped. Manscaped promotes clean hygiene when it comes to shaving your nuts, thanks to their Lawnmower 3.0. And this is the only men's brand dedicated to below-the-waist grooming. They're looking out for you dudes, okay, with the Lawnmower 3.0. Guys, I Manscaped last week. I felt so good. I hopped on the assault bike afterwards, and I busted out a personal record. That's right, a PR, because my nuts were not chafing. They were smooth as eggs. So yeah, Manscaped is forever changing the game with their Perfect Package 3.0. Precision tools engineered for your family jewels. You can also get the Manscaped Crop Preserver, which is an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. And so, I mean, we have a lot of time, guys, and you can establish a new routine for your nutsack. And you can, I mean, you imagine if a girl goes on a date with you and then she is able to tell her friends, like, this guy puts ball deodorant on. I mean, you're going to win right there. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code GODEEP20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com. And use code GODEEP20. Make playing with your balls the best part of your day. JT, have you Manscaped been playing with your balls?
The latter for sure.
Aaron?
I have not, but I'm awaiting the day. I'm going to for sure in the near future.
Nice. Cool.
Rock on. Chat, who's your beef of the week?
My beef of the week is the coronavirus. I don't know if I beef with it yet. And it's like, honestly, dude, time to bail. Like,
Agreed.
later, you've overstayed your welcome. No one likes you. Everyone thinks you're a fucking schmoll. And, you're schmolling up the economy, making us stay inside. And summer's coming. People want to go outside. So bulk yourself, dude. Bulk yourself right now. I'm done with you. I don't know if I have the antibodies, but I'm visualizing the antibodies so I can develop them with my mind so that when you come, my body can say, "Boke yourself, you fucking knob." That's my beef.
Corona heard that. Aaron, who's your beef for the week?
My beef for the week is my neighbors. They
Nice.
threw a party yesterday.
What?
What?
Yeah, yep. They're kind of new neighbors. I've been like really unsure if they're even living in the house or just remodeling it. But this is like the second time in a week they've had people over. And I wouldn't even have known yesterday except they started playing music at 10 p.m. Like, which I know Sunday doesn't really mean anything right now, but it's like that's late and why. And luckily it was only like one song, and then they pretty much dispersed like within an hour of that. But still, like, now everyone from that party is going to go off to somewhere, and they've got 14 days to whether or not they show symptoms, and then everyone they come in contact with from now till then has 14 days, like a countdown starting. Like, it's so reckless and stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. This whole thing is sort of it's revealing a lot about people's character, I think. Like it's I over the weekend I was like, I had a strong desire to go to Huntington Beach and surf. But I was like, you know what? I want this shit to end. And if I'm not going to set the example, I can't blame anyone else. So, and I can't be upset. So I stayed inside, and I'm just going to stay inside until they say you can go out, because, you got to lead by example in this one.
For sure.
Far be it from me to be on Going Deep with Chad and JT and be anti-party, but not right now.
No.
Dude, we're on the same page.
Yeah, people have been reaching out about like speaking out against policies. I'm like, I'm not a scientist, I'm not going to go against, like, I'm all for partying and all that stuff, but this is not the time. I don't know, I'm going to listen to the scientists on this one.
Yeah. Dude, my beef of the week is with the show Too Hot to Handle. I just want to I want to watch some with Chad, but I'm only halfway through the first episode. But there's one dude on there, he's got megawatt charisma. His name's Sherrod, but he looks discernibly shorter than the rest of the guys, like about 1.5 feet shorter. But I looked up how tall Sherrod was, thinking he'd be like 5'2". Dude's 5'9", bro. He's not even that short. They casted a bunch of freaking Goliaths on that show with him. I don't know why it fired me up. Maybe because I'm 5'8", but I was like, he looks so little on there, dude. That guy Kel, that 6'6" dude from England, monster.
Dude, keep watching, man. Kel turns out to be one of my favorites.
He's pretty great, dude. Him and the Jesus-looking guy are talking.
Oh, dude, that was like my favorite moment.
Where they're talking about long-term relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, and dude, the way that the Jesus guy's like, dude, I mean, I don't even know if I believe in long-term relationships. And Kel's like, word. Like, but what if like you like someone on this show? He's like, no, I mean, even like 4 weeks is long-term. And then Kel looks at him with so much respect for
dude, I saw that, man.
Kel looks at him like you're a real dude. Like he looks at the Jesus guy with like, oh, okay, a kindred spirit, you get me. And there's this recognition of like we're the same. And
dude,
yeah,
that head nod was the most incredible moment on the show. He's like, when I say long term, I mean like 4 weeks. And he's like, no, bro.
Kel's like, mm-hmm. He's like, you're a real dude. It was so funny. Chad, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is buffalo sauce. Dude, I fucking love buffalo sauce, and I'm not afraid to say it. I'm saying it out to the universe. I love buffalo sauce. I'll put it on anything. I'll put it on eggs, a salad, chicken, a steak, apple, an orange. I'll put buffalo sauce on anything. It's that good. And I love you, buffalo sauce. And, you know, if I could be sexually involved with you, I would be, but I think it would sting a lot, so I stay away. But, maybe Douglas Lube can come out with a nice buffalo product. But I just want to say what up to buffalo sauce. You know, you've really boosted my stoke in times when my taste buds needed it, and you're a freaking legend. And whenever I'm probably going to make a buffalo chicken salad after this, and whenever I just think about the first bite, I get fired up. So what up?
That's what up. Aaron, who's your babe of the week?
My babe of the week is the 1986 classic movie by James Cameron, Aliens.
Nice, dude.
It's a sequel to Alien. Alien is a horror film by Ridley Scott. It's great, but Aliens is like just it's totally the 80s in that it's Alien on cocaine, but it makes a lot more sense. And especially, I think there's like an extended cut. That's like kind of the only thing that is on DVD now, which is great because it's so much better. It's a little bit longer, gives you a little bit more breathing at the beginning, gives you a little more slow build up to what is going on. And if you've seen the first movie, you kind of know why. Like you're like, oh, there's a lot of like PTSD involved in between the two movies, and then as soon as you land on this alien planet, like, and even before that, it's just go the entire time. I mean, it's suspenseful for the most part. Then the aliens come out. No spoiler there. I mean, they're going to come out. It's called Aliens. And then it's just a fucking foot race to the end of the movie, like to the very last moment. And the score is just perfect. It leads you right up to that. Oh, it's just so amazing. If you haven't seen it and you got this quarantine time, check it out. It's amazing. You should watch the first one just because it does lead into this, but you don't really have to. I mean, it's all new characters except for one. So
that's what up.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And Paul Reiser, a comedian, is in it as an amazing actor.
Yeah, dude, he's a good
Legend.
actor.
Yeah.
Dude, my babe of the week is my buddy Luke Connors. Hilarious, dude. He does this thing when we're playing Warzone or Call of Duty multiplayer really late when it'll be like 1 a.m. He's in Chicago, so it's like 2 or 3 a.m. his time. And we'll be like, all right, hey, who's got one more game in him? And he'll just go silent, and then he'll play the clip from Wolf of Wall Street where he goes, I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. And it just fires everybody up, and then we go in there and we try to, squat up again. So, Luke, you're a beast, dude. And, we were kind of poking fun at him because he can be a little verbose on the comms, but he says a lot of good stuff. Chad, who's your legend of the week?
My legend of the week is the sun. The sun came out, and I took a nice walk around the block, and it just boosts my stoke. So I love the sun, man. Whenever I can get a good dose of vitamin D, just makes my day that much better. I know you're going to town on my immune system in a good way. I know you're bronzing my skin. You're giving me vitamin D, which helps with mental happiness and probably boners. So just want to say what up to the sun. I love you. Thank you for giving me life and just being a legend. Thanks for coming out to say what up.
That's what up. Aaron, who's your legend of the week?
Well, I have a tie. A first legend of the week is MP's hair.
Nice.
Yeah,
dude. How amazing was that flow?
Great flow.
Fire. My second is playing the guitar. I've gotten back into it in the last few months. I kind of strayed from it. I started playing when I was like 13 and never really got very good at it. I mostly play Blink-182 jams, which I'm totally fine with. But I kind of got away from it when Rock Band came out. I started playing the drums, fell in love with that. But when you're when you're drumming, you're not really hearing a song, or I am, but no one else is. So then I was like, well, I want to play the guitar again. Like I want to hear those melodies and everything like that. So I've been doing that lately, and just like playing along with the songs as loud as my wife will allow or can stand before I hear about it. And it's just awesome. I love it.
That's what up.
Nice.
Dude, my legend of the week is New Zealand and their Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. I'm sure some of you guys have heard New Zealand's killing it with the coronavirus. Yeah, it's heartening. So what up, New Zealand? Chad, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week comes from David Goggins. Just imagine him, running with probably like a weight pack on, a weighted vest. It's so easy to be great nowadays because everyone else is weak.
What did he say?
Harsh.
He said, it's so easy to be great nowadays because everyone else is weak. Imagine if you like JT Park quotes, and that was like at the top of the list.
Yeah, Goggins, dude.
He's like, hey, can you give us a quote? Can you give us a quote? Yeah, I got one for you.
Aaron, what's your quote of the week?
My quote of the week is from Aliens. It's from the legend himself, Bill Paxton. His character's name is Hudson, which is also my dog's name, which is not related, but also awesome. They find a girl on the alien planet. She's the only survivor of this mining colony that lived there, and they're like, "We're not going to make it." He keeps saying, like, "We're not going to make it. We're fucked." And Sigourney Weaver's character goes, well, this little girl survived here for 3 weeks with nothing. She's like 10. And he goes, put her in charge, man. And I think that correlates to whoever's doing good right now.
Yeah.
About the coronavirus.
Agreed.
Put them in charge, man.
That's funny. My quote of the week is, I think his name's Christopher McCandless. I think I'm saying it wrong. The dude from Into the Wild.
McCandless, yeah.
McCandless, right. He says, it's not important to be strong, but to feel strong.
It's easier to feel strong these days because everyone is weak.
Yeah, it's funny. Our quotes were nice yin and yangs to one another. That's hilarious. Chad, what's your phrase of the week for getting after it?
I'm all in.
Nice, dude.
What's yours?
Mine is I wanted to tell a quick anecdote. I had a girlfriend one time who was very sexually adventurous, and one time the movie Suffragette was coming out about the woman's right to vote movement with Meryl Streep and Carey Mulligan, and she said she wanted to blow me during it in the theater, and I said no. I was like, I'm not going to get caught getting blown during that movie. I'm like, I feel too embarrassed, and I think that was really cool though that she offered that, and I think because to her it was funny to be like, these women fought for me to have the right to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I've just been thinking about what a cool person she was.
That made me jealous.
But I think I made the right call not doing it too. I was like, so instead did it during that Zac Efron DJing movie. Which I think is appropriate. But yeah, it made me think about my friend Tom, who I talked to a lot, who's a doctor up in Napa, who's fighting, he's a frontline worker. Fortunately, hasn't been dealing with too many COVID cases. He's a great guy. I call him all the time, and we bounce philosophy off each other. He really helps me through stuff. And one time we were talking about relationships, and I was like, dude, maybe we just kind of have juvenile ideas about love. Like maybe you just want a love that like steadies you and like keeps you stable. And then he's like, I don't want a love that steadies me. A love that sets me on fire. And I was like, dude, passion. I dig it. So yeah, he's a doctor, but he's got a wild heart. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I love you to death, T-Bone. Yeah, so my phrase of the week for getting after it is, I need a love that sets me on fire.
I love both.
Thank you, dude. Aaron, do you have one?
Sure, it's just another one from Hudson from Aliens. Game over, man. It's like it's time to go out. Game over.
Dude, you know what? I think I'm gonna put a Switchfoot song at this podcast. I was gonna put one at the end of the Machado one, but I thought that'd be too cheesy.
He is friends with the Switchfoot guys.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Should I do that then?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, I can republish it. Yeah. Nice. All right.
Did you put it out already?
No, I scheduled it to come out tonight at midnight, so it's sitting on there. But I can just go. I can use that real quick and then put it up. Yeah. Hell yeah! All right, guys. Good stuff.
All right. I'm gonna watch the Michael Jordan documentary.
I'm going to get my kettlebells tomorrow, 1 p.m.
Oh, nice.
Dude, the Jordan documentary.
Thanks.
You're like the yin to his yang.
What?
You're like the yin to his yang.
Oh, dude, thank you.
You were like the nice version of Michael Jordan.
Dude, thank you.
But dude, it's so inspiring, dude.
Yeah.
He's so inspiring. He's one of the most psychologically compelling people ever. Like anytime the story gets away from him, you're like, I love Scotty, I love Dennis, I love Phil, but let's go back to Michael. He's just like
he's a beast.
Even when you just look at him, when he's just walking on camera, you're like, what the fuck is it? Like he's in such command of his like human. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool.
He flies. All right, dudes.
All right, Aaron, good to see you.
Yeah. See you guys.
Stay safe. Later, guys.
Ever since I heard the howling wind, I didn't need to go where a Bible went. But then you know your gifts seem heaven sent. Just lead me to a caller, Dad, that's the thing. And I don't know how you house the sin, but you're free now. And I was never sure how much of you I could let in. Set free now. Won't you settle down, baby? Here your love has been. Heavenly Father, brought you in love, or you don't carry other names. Heard about a day where he dropped the note to go another day as we learn to close. I'm a known coward and a coward win. But you're free now. You turn around now and you count to 10. See you go now. Well, I know now, honey, that I can't pretend. Heavenly Father brought you his autumn, and love is left an end. Cause I just been up here for goddamn years. Goddamn fears. I'm free now. Well, I know about it, darling. I've been standing here. all that he offers, a safety in the end. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, the shore.